is Laissa. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through Make Dollars and Cents. In this book, you'll find powerful techniques for mindset cultivation. And what I mean by that is just learning how to think about yourself, learning how to think about the people around you, learning how to think about your money and just life in general. And also in there's strategies to help you become more successful in your finances. And you'll see how these two things kind of work themselves together. I would even say that the mindset is even 90% of what you do with your finances. So if you don't have the book yet, get the book. You can get it at jmediamarketplace.net. You can also get it at amazon.com or basically anywhere the books are sold. Okay, and then watch the videos. The videos are going to go provide more insight into what I was talking about in the book. The book is written in shorter format, and the videos are in a longer format to hopefully give more clarity. So be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
The art of possible has to be made real, right? I'm a real big proponent. And I think I may have mentioned this on one of the other threads that we had, discussions we had, where if I hear at that time, at least when they were young, if I heard my kids say they wanted to be something, I felt it was important to show them what that looks like, right? So either we go there and see it, or we bring somebody in to talk to them, that's one of my buddies or whoever, and say, this is what he does. You said you want to be a marine biologist, right? Whatever that is, I'm going to find one and we're going to go there. And you're going to go talk to them. And any question at all that you have, so you can get a real taste of what that is, right? How much money? What do they do? And then it becomes real. You're not just talking anymore. And it is, and you can see that that person started out just like you, and it's possible. But the possibility has to be real.
Excellent point. Bring those examples before the kids. So once again, the parents help to create the environment. So that's also being in alignment with your not only your goals but your kids' goals. But something I wanted to talk about here that's in a later part of this this day or this chapter was the wealth building word was mutual funds. Mutual is the key part there. That is something that's common, mutual between you all. It's something that's shared within your group. Right. So when you're investing in a mutual fund, and I hate mutual funds, I'm just gonna put that out there. I do not invest in mutual funds. This is book for all people at all levels.
I don't. And I made a note about that, right? Like, okay, mutual funds, I get it, but there's another alternative where you get the same diversification. But leave that alone.
We can hit on that, though. We can hit on that, right? I just wanted to put that out there, but. Mutual being something that people are shared group of people with basically a common interest, in this case, investing money that you share. And all the time, you can't diversify to the level or degree that you would like. So mutual funds have many different stocks in them, stocks, bonds, with T-notes, all kinds of things in them, so that you can. So you put in your $25, your $50, whatever you putting in there. And it's spread among these different assets. Okay, so that's what a mutual fund does. But mutual funds also have a lot of fees because they are usually actively traded. Okay, by the asset manager or by the fund manager. So they're gonna charge you fees, and sometimes they actually have a minimum of what you can put in there initially to invest anyway. The alternative. I'll let you go ahead and speak about the alternative to that.
Well, there's my friends, the exchange traded funds, which are essentially the cousin of mutual funds. The difference is less fees. They're more liquid in terms of you can actively trade them with no penalty. Okay. So in a mutual fund, if you decide you want to sell or unload, well, you're going to have to pay some fees and penalties and things of that nature to get. It's not going to be an overnight access to get your funds. The exchange traded funds operate the same way. You're just basically removing the brokerage per se, and you trade them just like stocks. You can find the same types of mutual funds in terms of asset classes and industries. You can find them across the ETFs. That's the acronym, ETFs. There's an ETF for everything, just like there's a mutual fund for everything. In fact, I would probably, and I'm putting it out there, or going way out, reaching far, there are probably more ETF classes than mutual fund classes. but
I
they're
don't even
definitely better
know.
benefits. Yeah,
I don't even know because I refuse to even look at mutual funds
right,
because
right,
I'm like, the ETF is there. I can
right,
open
right,
this ETF when I want to. I can close it when I
right,
want to, and it closes immediately. Whereas a mutual fund, you know, you got to wait to the end of the day and see what it closes at the end of the
right,
day. It could be up in
right,
the morning and then down in the afternoon. So, you know, it
right.
closed when it say it closed.
And also with a lot of mutual funds, commissions are paid.
Mhm,
The broker who opens the fund for
mhm.
you, he's getting a percentage of whatever it is your the commission for selling you that product, so to speak, right? I mean,
Right.
you can get no load fees and stuff on some of them, but for the most part, it's a little bit more cumbersome to come out of that thing. It's not as liquid as an ETF. That's why I like them.
Mhm.
And as a matter of fact, every time I look up, they're creating a new ETF. I think there's one now for AI, right? All companies dealing in AI, there's ETF for it. Crypto, you got ETFs. And you name an industry or a market sector, there's a whole bunch of ETFs. Somebody's thinking, let's put all of these companies together in one mutual basket, as you said, mutual,
Mhm.
and that's the focus. And we'll invest in it. And there are people who will jump on it.
Exactly. And right now, AI is really hot. What makes AI function is those semiconductor chips. Those chips are using pretty much everything now to
Everything.
your cars, everything, anything you think of, your computers, your gaming systems, all use
Right.
those chips, those semiconductor chips. So a stock that's hot right now is Nvidia. Nvidia,
Mhm.
NDVA is the ticker. Is running super hot right now. This is not a recommendation for anybody. I'm just talking about
Right.
stuff. But then there's a semiconductor ETF where you're investing in basically the top semiconductor companies. That ETF is SMH. Like shaking
Mhm.
my head, but that's not what it's called. That's not what it's called, but that's the name of that. And that thing has been running because Nvidia has been running. But once again, you don't
Right.
have the same level of risk as investing in one stock because you're investing in pretty much that sector, the top companies in that
Right.
sector. Do you got to pay attention to change out of that? Not so much because whoever's managing that ETF, they'll change companies in and out of there
Mhm.
themselves. So it kind of gives you a little bit of rest and a little less risk instead of having to be so vigilant over that. But should you be vigilant? Of course, you should always be paying attention to your money. That's your
Right.
business. Your money is your business.
If you're not comfortable investing in mutual funds or ETFs, the best quote unquote mutual fund ETF that you can invest in is the S&P 500 index. And that is the index of the top 500 blue chip companies across all industries and market sectors. And I know a lot of folks may be uncomfortable with trying to stay on top and monitor the market every day. The S&P 500, it pretty much never loses. Now it has downs, but it always comes back up. Studies have shown if you invest $1,000 in the S&P 500 10 years ago, it'd be worth, I don't know, X hundreds of thousands of dollars or something if you consistently invested in it. So for those of you who are prude, so to speak, when it comes to, investing your money and you have somewhat not a lot of confidence in going in individual stocks, find a spider. The spider fund is probably the more popular one. But you can find there's an ETF, matter of fact, with
Oh,
the S&P
yes.
500.
Spiders ETF
Is ETF. That's what I mean.
SPY, SPY
Right, right,
for the
right. We
S&P
call it
500.
spider, but yeah, that's an ETF. It's the S&P 500, and you can't go wrong. It's boring. It takes time to build. You have to consistently put money in, but you don't have to have the headache of worrying about today, did it go up or down? The AI ETF, oh God, it took a hit. The what is it? The digital currency, that stuff. Put in SP 500, that spider fund, you'll be okay.
And Vanguard is a lot of people are familiar with Vanguard
Vanguard,
because it's in their 401k. Their
right,
S&P 500 ETF is VOO, VOO.
right.
And then another one though, VTI, that's a Vanguard total market index, right? Total
Now
market.
you get everything.
That's more than the top 500. That's beyond that. But that's
Right, right,
again everything. So you're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, and that more and it's gonna move a little bit more slowly than that
right.
S&P 500, but the S&P 500, that's a good place to start is the top 500 companies. So it's a good place to start. But once again, it's not financial advice. We just talk.
Hey, we're just talking, man. We're just talking. But what we're saying is going to be somewhat consistent with experts who are talking to retail investors, right? If you're new to the game, you're a little shaky on wanting to invest in a particular company or security or these ETFs and mutual funds, the best way to go, most folks advise, is to get into the S&P 500.
And when you hear people say the market, that's pretty much what they're talking about, the S&P 500.
Right. That is the market.
The market. Everything is compared to that. Everything, all other stocks are compared to that. So, but some notes I wrote down here because, we're talking about ETFs and we're saying like, okay, you're not sure about investing in one stock. We'll invest in the S&P 500, invest in the total stock market, which is VTI. Those are just the ETFs. I don't know the mutual funds. I'm not going to find out. You can do that. But I wrote down here because I know people have a mental block still. And they don't want to get into the market still. One other thing that you could do that's really relatively safe is it's a savings account, but it's not your regular savings account. Get into the high yield savings account. That's a savings account. I can't even make it any more simple. So if you have your money in a regular savings account, you are really shortchanging yourself because these high yield accounts are giving you 4.5% to basically 5% right now. Whereas your regular savings account is giving you less than 1%. Less than 1%. It's 0.01 a lot of times, 0.02 a lot of times. So you can get a whole 4.5%, 4.25%, or even 5% in some. So move that money to a high yield savings account if you want to. If you want to make some money, a little bit, it's going to be a little bit still, but that's safer than even the stock market. It's a regular savings account. It's just a high yield account. But then I have here some notes because it's a mental block. It's a mental block with people, and it's fear based. And I'm glad you mentioned that word fear earlier to jog my memory on this. It's fear based that you're not really doing these things a lot of times. So call me when you're not scared, right? Don't call me and then, waste my time because I'm start charging for my time, right? So don't call me when you're scared and you're not going to do anything. You just want to talk. No, I don't have time for that. I don't. So and call me when you're ready for a real change. Even if you're ready to just change from a regular savings account to a high yield savings account, you can call me. I can talk with you about it. I can show you some things, right? You can make a decision from there. And then call me when you're ready to be pushed past your excuses. I don't want to hear your excuses. Save that for somebody else that wants to hear that. That wants to rehearse that with you. I'm beyond that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. But if you want some change, but you have questions, definitely reach out. Leave a message here, a comment, or whatever. I check my messages pretty regularly. I'll reply and get back to you. We can set up a Zoom or whatever and talk about things. But if you just want to talk about it, I don't want to talk.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that again. We talked about not wasting time and how wealthy folks think. That's one of the things that's so cliche, but you will hear them say that. All right, well, when you're ready, give me a call.
Right.
Yeah, you want to talk? Give me a call when you're serious.
Yeah, when you're serious.
And they mean that, right? Like, don't call me, just talk. And when you're ready to act on this idea, this thought, this dream that you have for yourself, give me a call and we can walk through it. Right. But if you're not serious and we're just talking, we're wasting time.
And serious says that you've actually done something. You looked into it. Maybe you ran into a little roadblock, something that you didn't understand. You need more clarity on. That's serious. Not that, I'm just thinking about it. No, I haven't looked at anything. I haven't done anything. I haven't watched a simple video on what I'm talking about, what I want to do. No. You're not serious yet.
The fear of failure is very strong. It's a human instinct of going into the unknown. Right? We walk a little bit slowly and when we don't know what we think is going to happen, right? Now, it might be a whole bunch of great things going to happen. We'll run right to it. We know something good, we're flying. But if we don't think that we're going to get the outcome that we want, we're going to tread very slowly and lightly. We may even be in a state of paralysis.
And don't let the, what does it say? Analysis paralysis. Don't let that sit in. Or
Oh, thank
you do, don't
you.
call me. I don't want to sit with you in that. Right. But once again,
Yeah.
it's okay, like you said, to have some caution, but
Hmm.
like I said, watch some videos, be learning, take some steps on your own to help you move past that point. And once again, if you're ready to move past that point, but showing that is that you've actually done something ahead of time. So you're in
Right.
alignment with what you're saying you want to happen. That's
Yeah,
my
your
only
word
point. I'm not
are
trying
with
to
your
be
actions.
mean. I'm not
Right.
trying to be mean. But I'm saying
Mhm.
my time is valuable. I value my time. I can get more money. I can't get more time. My time is
Right. Well,
valuable.
and the other, and I just actually had this conversation, not to belabor the point, about the alignment concept.
Mhm.
Because I serve as an advisor for the undergraduate chapter for the frat, and we have these summer planning sessions, and they're throwing all this stuff out that they want to do. That sounds great. We got it on paper, but the things you're saying have to be in alignment with your actions.
Mhm.
Right? So if you guys want to do all of these things, I need to see you moving in a direction, not just talking. Like when we break bread and we walk up out of here, well, within the next 48 hours, I need to see some progress that we're moving toward those things that you guys you want to do for the
Mhm.
year. It's the same thing here that's applicable to what you're talking about in general, whether it be for your career advancement, wealth building, hell, even if it means buying a house, right? Don't tell me you want a certain kind of living standard and it's not in alignment with your actions
Mhm.
because we're just wasting time.
Yeah. All right. So my closing point is once again, if you say you want it and you really want it, be moving towards that. Be moving towards that. Don't try to hold someone else down, talking their head off, talking their ear off, talking a whole
Complaining.
or what, yeah, complaining, because
Yeah.
that's not progress. That's not real progress. Okay. Action steps, learning about it, actually implementing what you learn. Though
Right.
that's real progress in your
Right.
direction that you say you want to go in. For me, that's
Yep.
what alignment is all about. Doing
Yep.
what you said. That's it for
That's
me.
it. That's it. I'll leave it there.
Yeah. Get the book. Get the book.